My name is Salome Ongele. I am the National Education Coordinator for World Vision Kenya. I wish to share my experience with GAL, professional doctorate degree level 2 that I've been undergoing for the last approximately 4 months. When the idea of GAL came to World Vision Kenya, I wasn't very sure what it was all about. Even the explanation of action learning, I did not grasp it that fast enough, and I wondered what was in store for me. But at one point during the process of discussing implementation of GAL in World Vision Kenya as a pilot study, I thought that looking at the team that I was to interact with, it would give me an opportunity to deal with my life. There was something in my life that I was conscious of and I didn't know how to deal with it. And that was fear of my bosses or my supervisors. So when I realized that my national director, Girma, would be part of it, I thought that was enough reason for me to start getting involved, learn by action through interacting and consulting with him, so that something may happen in my life. But I wasn't sure it would happen. Surprisingly, it happened very fast. In about 3 months' time, through several incidences with him, and I think I would like to quote some of them. One is, given my background, I'd been used to working with the government and addressing my bosses as Mr., Madam, so and so. But that wasn't a big deal. The greatest thing that was in me was fear. The thing that I found very challenging was not really addressing them, but I had fear, like when I'm near them, I want to jump out of my skin, and I would try to control it. But in the process of interacting with Girma, I realized a few things about the bosses in World Vision, or Girma as a person, servant leadership, in that I had to learn calling him Girma and not Mr. Girma, and I had to learn his way of doing things, that he was really down to earth. He was operating like my colleague, coming down to my level, even serving us in some meetings, and I would really get surprised, like him rising up to open doors to some of us who would arrive late. And I was like, you mean he's not the boss that I've been thinking about? He's really a servant, somebody who is out to serve, and he's a colleague, and he's a brother. So I realized through interaction and learning together when we were facilitating the process of GAL level 2, doctorate level 2, that he actually was a servant leader. And the rest of the team members happened to have been executives from Compassion International, Tier Fund, and others. And I realized that they were down to earth, they were servants, and there was nothing for me to fear. And along the line, as we continued going through the GAL process, level 2 doctorate, writing our personal learning statements and daily diaries, weekly diaries and monthly diaries, I reached a point when I realized that the fear got broken, and I could sit comfortably, feel nothing, but just interact with them, learn from them, and share ideas together. And that was a great achievement for me. The other thing that I've learned in the GAL process is that when we went to the times that we've had meetings with our program in Olenton ADP, with the volunteers and the program manager and the development facilitator, there was such an excitement. They grasped the idea of action learning. They started working on it. They were sharing their experiences, and they were moving ahead. And they even had a desire of how they could involve more people in the community to move with GAL. So it was really exciting. But to me as a person, the transformation I've got is the deliverance from fear. And an idea came into me. Before I used to say, to many people, even when World Vision was advertising jobs, some friends of mine would joke and say, are you not applying to be an associate director? Then I would tell them, no, leadership is not for me. That top leadership is not for me. My place is somewhere down there. And this was an attitude that had come from my fear of leaders that are highly placed and executives. But now having interacted with them and thinking, God, I could even have a potential of higher leadership than this, because I can fit and I can interact. It's about serving and not lording over people.